of my parents that I'm mostly afraid of becoming is maybe not having a good relationship with them, with my kids. I think my parents were my parents in the sense that I call them my mom and my dad. But it was really a way of life. You know, you have a mom and a dad. I think the next level that we didn't really achieve was maintaining a good relationship, meaning keeping in touch in the sense of asking advice or helping make decisions or help or trying to just see how you're doing to the point where it's just casual talk and they weren't trying to push me one way or the other. I think that's why I never was good at talking on the phone with them. It's really because they just want to see how I'm doing, but they never really connected with me as just a person trying to figure it out, if that makes sense. I want my kids to go out and see the world and explore as much as I did. But also have a good relationship with me, knowing that they won't feel like if they did something wrong, I'm gonna scold them. And I try to not show that side of my parents to my kids, my parenting style to my kids, because it would easily come out. For example, if they did something wrong, I would say, don't do that. Like, why did you do that? You know, you're gonna hurt somebody, you're gonna hurt yourself, you know? And I think as I grew up, I tried not to make a mistake. And now I'm learning that it's actually better to make a mistake in front of people that you know, especially people who won't hurt you or tell you what to do. That's when you could really explore and test and experiment in your life. I grew up just trying to get good grades and try to do the best, you know, be a doctor, get your PhD. I think that's all they knew, but I'm afraid they didn't really know me except through my achievements. You graduated, you got a job, you know, you got married, you got kids, and that's it, right? That's what you need to get your kids to do as a parent. Maybe, but I don't think we really connected. I obviously did all those things, but it's still hard to talk to them because I don't know, we just kind of figured out that's the way life is. You don't talk anything else about that, such as like, I don't know, losing a relationship or getting bad grades or career development. You know, those really like kind of gray areas in life, you know. curious about telling them what to do and try to bring out their creative side as much as possible. In the sense of like whenever I try to guide them, I would ask why. I would ask why. I would ask how come, open-ended questions, and that way, of course, I'm testing their knowledge, but I'm also letting them express themselves instead of like questions that are like yes or no, like did you have a good day, or yes or no questions. So I'm afraid my kids won't have a good relationship with me just because my parents never really kept in touch with me, and it goes both ways. But I think, as a parent, I think you should know how to initiate keeping in touch. So you should be the first one to say how you're doing.